طيب بسم الله والحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending the salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, and upon his family and his companions, and upon all those who follow upon his guidance into the establishment of the last day, to proceed, ikhwan. فاللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يسمع. Verily, Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction nor contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered, and from a dua that goes unanswered. To proceed, ikhwan, فنواصل معكم في هذه الليلة المباركة الكريمة عونا من الرحمن الرحيم. So we continue in this blessed and noble night of ours, seeking the aid and the assistance of our Lord, the most merciful and the most compassionate. مستفيدين أو متعلمين من اللغة العربية, as we continue to learn and educate ourselves from the science of the Arabic language. فلأصحاب الكتب بحمد الله قد وصلنا إلى صفحة 182. So for those that have the book, bihamdillah, we have arrived at page number 182. فتعلمنا بحمد الله رب العالمين بعض الكلمات الجديدات. So we have learned some new vocabulary words, walhamdulillah. طيب, فما ترجمة كلمة اغتسل. So what's the translation, ikhwan, of the verb اغتسل? To wash the entire body. MashaAllah. To wash one's entire body. To wash one's entire or whole body. Alright, sense. Allahu Akbar. I don't have the screen. ما عندكم. طيب. None of you can see the screen, ya ikhwan? I'm sitting there typing away. I see it. You see the my notes too? I see the conference room, the screen you got the conference room up, but that's about it. I don't see the notes. طيب لحظة يا اخوان. Let's try it again. Yeah, I don't have that screen up. عفوا. طيب. انظروا الآن. now. No. جميلة. طيب, اغتسل, to wash one's whole body. طيب, كلمة صف. The word صف. من يترجمها? Who can translate صف? A row, accent. A row, or what else we said, ikhwan? A line. You can say a line. Also a class. Also a class. طيب، وتعلمنا أيضا كلمة تعلم. We also learned the word تعلم. تعلم. من يترجموها؟ You can translate. تعلم. تعلم. أحسنت. To learn. جميلة. To learn. نعم. طيب، وعندنا بعض الكلمات الأخرى. الكلمات الأخرى. So now we have some new vocabulary words. We have some new vocabulary words. والحمد لله. طيب، اكتبوا هذه الكلمات. اكتبوا هذه الكلمات. Write down these words يا أخوان. طيب، كلمة أحب. أحب. We have the word أحب. أحب. Love. 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 وأيضا كلمة أتى. 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 في المضارع يأتي. يأتي. In the present tense يأتي. To come. To approach. أتى. No. يأتي. To come. To approach. طيب، التي بعد. The next word. بكر. بكر. To come early. يبكر. بكر. بكر. Come early. You can also say to arrive early. بكر. بكر. To come early. To arrive early. بكر. طيب، وعندنا أيضا أقام. أقام. في المضارع يقيم. In the past tense أقام. In the present tense يقيم. To establish. To establish. To carry out. We have بكر. To come early. يبكر. In the present. أقام. يقيم. To establish. طيب، طيب نبدأ إن شاء الله. Let's begin يا إخوان. وتوقفنا في جملة قول محمد. So the last sentence we stopped at was the statement of Muhammad. طيب بس نأخذ قول عبد الله. So we'll take the speech of Abdullah first. قال عبد الله he says إذن نستعد ونغتسل ونلبس ملابس نظيفة ونتطيب. So he says إذن therefore نستعد. إذن نستعد therefore let's get ready. Let us make ourselves ready. Let's prepare ourselves. ونغتسل and wash ourselves. ونلبس ملابس نظيفة and wash and dress or wear new clean clothing. Clean clothing. طيب ملابس كلمة ملابس يا إخوان مثل كلمة مساجد. The word ملابس is like the word مساجد. Is like the word مساجد. ومثل كلمة مساجد أو مثل كلمة مساجد is like the word مساجد. ملابس is like the word مساجد. قلنا قبل علينا حينا إلى الآخر أن نركز على الشكل. أن نركز على الشكل. We mentioned classes ago the importance of memorizing shapes. Sometimes you're going to memorize shapes. والشكل أحيانا يخبر عن نفسه. And sometimes the shape of a word is going to give you is going to tell something about itself. It's going to give you some benefit. So the shape here is مفاعل. مفاعل. هذا الشكل this shape here يا إخوان دائما وأبدا لا يأخذ تنوينا. لا يأخذ تنوينا. So this shape here is never going to take a tanween. This shape, if you memorize this shape, any word on this shape, مفاعل, ملابس, مفاتيح, مساجد, any word on this shape is never going to take a tanween. It's never going to take a tanween. All right. So memorize this shape, ya ikhwan. Memorize the shape. All right. So this shape لا يأخذ تنوينا is never going to take a tanween. تنوينا. And no example that you can mention is this shape going to take a tanween. لا يأخذ تنوينا. It's never going to take a tanween. This shape, if you memorize this shape, مفاعل, the benefit of knowing this shape is never going to take a tanween. ولا يقبل كسرة, and it does not take a kasra. إلا نادرا, except in some rare instances would it take a tanween, would it take a kasra. ولا أين أنت؟ Where are you شيخ؟ عفوا أحسنت. In this جيم شبيه خاء يا إخوان. أحسنت. ولا يأخذ. نعم شكرا. ولا يأخذ تنوينا ولا كسرة. ولا كسرة. إلى نادرا. Except in some rare cases will it take a kasra. Generally, it will never take a kasra, except in some rare examples. ولا كسرة. It will not take a kasra إلا نادرا, except in some rare examples. Nor kasra except in rare examples. أحيانا يا إخوان علينا نحفظ الشكل. So sometimes it's a benefit to memorize shapes. So هنا انظر إلى الجملة. Look at the sentence here. ونلبس ملابس نظيفة. انظر إلى ملابس. Look at the word ملابس. لا يوجد فيه تنوين. لا يوجد فيه تنوين. It does not have a تنوين. It will never take a تنوين. Because the name of this word is ممنوع من الصرف. The name of the word is ممنوع من الصرف. The word is prohibited from taking a sarf. The word sarf here means tanween. So this word is prohibited from taking a tanween. It's called words that are prohibited from taking a tanween. ممنوع من الصرف. Prohibited from taking tanween. The word sarf here means tanween. Prohibited from tanween. ممنوع من الصرف. So any word that cannot take a tanween is called ممنوع من الصرف. Words that are prohibited from taking tanween. طيب ونتطيب, and let us put on some fragrance. نتطيب. Let's put on some colognes, oils, some type of smell goods. نتطيب. نتطيب. قال نعم. وقد كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يحب الطيب. He says yes. For indeed, the Prophet عليه السلام used to love الطيب. He used to love perfumes, fragrance. يحب الطيب. يحب, he loves. يحب الطيب. He used to love الطيب. Some smell goods. ثم قال عبد الله mentions فلنسرع كي نصل مبكرين لنقرأ شيئا من القرآن. طيب الفائدة الأولى, benefit number one in this sentence, فلنسرع. This lam is the lam of command. فلنسرع. فلنسرع. The lam here is the lam of command, but he's talking to himself. So it's like a soft command to yourself. It's still the command. Fal is lam. It's the lam of command. So here, you're commanding yourself with something. Fal nusri'. So this is called the majzoom. So it's like a soft way of commanding yourself, and it's understood to be la. La. So fal nusri'. So it's saying, so let us. And then whatever the verb means. Asra'a means to hurry. So he's saying, so let us hurry. It's like a soft way to command yourself. For example, if I were to say, as'aluka. If I say as'aluka, I am asking you. As'aluka, I'm asking you. As'aluka, I'm asking you. Or I ask you. So if I wanted to be eloquent and slightly command it's like a slight command. It's not really a command because you're talking to yourself or about yourself. So I wanted to make it like, let me ask you. Now I use a sukoon. And I say, as'alka. As'alka. I use the majzoom. As'al sukoon. Now the meaning changes slightly. It becomes let me ask you. As'alka. So it's a nice way to use the majzoom. So that's what he's doing here. فَلْنُسْرِعْ, so let us hurry. فَلْنُسْرِعْ, sukoon. So it brings like a sense of a command to yourself if you're talking about yourself. فَلْنُسْرِعْ, so let us hurry. Like that. The next benefit, ikhwan, is the word K. K. He says K nasila. K nasila. This particle K هو حرف هو مثل أن ولي. We learned two of them before. We learned the lam and we learned the li. بالنسبة إلى المضارع, when it comes to the present tense verb, الفعل المضارع, when it comes to the present tense verb, the present tense verb. So we learned the li. We also learned n. Now we have k. Li and k. They are used the same and they mean the same. They are used the same and they mean the same. Li and k. I believe we learned hatta also. Alhamdulillah. We also learned hatta. They're all used the same. حتى. They're used the same and they mean the same. Use the same, mean the same. بالنسبة إلى المضارع, when it comes to the present tense verb. طيب, أولا ماذا يفعل? Firstly, what do they do? من يذكر, who remembers? What do they do? منصوب. نعم, they make the مضارع منصوب. They are من حروف النواصب. نواصب. They are particles from the accusative case. They make the مضارع منصوب. So they are حروف النواصب. النواصب. They are particles of the accusative case. Meaning they make the مضارع accusative. ما معنى منصوب? What's the meaning of accusative? To make the word with a fatha on the end of it. Fatha or what's in the place of fatha? MashaAllah, sent. The word mansub, ya ikhwan. We learned mansub is the word that ends in a kasra. But don't stop there. Or what takes the place of kasra. Al-mansub, you should have in your notes the word that ends in kasra, that ends in fatha. التي تنتهي بالكسرة. تنتهي بالفتحة. The word that ends with الفتحة. بالفتحة. Don't stop there. أو ما ناب عنها. Or what takes the place of fatha. The word that ends in a fatha or takes the place of fatha. The word that ends in fatha or what takes the place of fatha. It's not always going to be a fatha. Or what takes the place of fatha. أو ما ناب عنها. Or what takes the place of fatha. This is called mansub. This is called mansub. طيب, فانظروا هنا يا اخوان. So we look here, for example. عندنا يذهب المسلم. يذهب المسلم إلى المطار. إلى المطار. يذهب المسلم إلى المطار. Right. The Muslim is going to the airport. The Muslim the one who has submitted in English to Allah, is going to the airport. طيب, الآن ندخل حرفا من حروف النواصب على المضارع. So here's the present tense verb, يذهب. So now let's take one of the particles of the present tense verb and put it in front of the mudari'. So now we have أن يذهب المسلم إلى المطار. To the end of the sentence. أن يذهب. Since we added the N, the Dhamma becomes a Fatha. أن يذهب. Because of N. أن يذهب. لي يذهب. Any particle is going to make the verb, the present verb, and منصوبا ليذهب. Because of the li. Here because of the N. Here because of the li. حتى يذهب. كي يذهب. لي يذهب. أن يذهب. طيب, now the tricky part, إذا المضارع ينتهي بالضمة يجعل الضمة فتحة. إذا لا تنتهي أو لا ينتهي بالضمة يحذف آخر الفعل. So two things to pay attention to. If the present tense verb ends in a dhamma, then the dhamma becomes a fatha. If the present tense verb ends in a dhamma, then the dhamma becomes a fatha. If it ends in a dhamma, then the dhamma becomes a fatha. If it ends in anything other than a dhamma, then you take away the ending of the verb. So dhamma becomes fatha. Anything other than dhamma, the ending of the verb comes off. For example, yusalluna. Yusalluna. They are praying. They, 3 or more Muslims, are praying. Yusalluna. طيب, لا ينتهي بالضمة. It doesn't end in dhamma here. So go back to your principle. If it ends in dhamma, the dhamma becomes a fatha. If it ends in other than a dhamma, you take away the ending of the word. So now you are right. K, for example, yusallu. Yusallu. So now you pick K there. K, yusallu. So the noon drops off. The noon drops off. The noon حذفت. There is no noon. No noon. طيب. تصلون. You 3 Muslims are praying. تصلون. You 3. تصلون. Right? كي تصلوا. It doesn't end in dhamma. So your principle, if it's not a dhamma, the ending of it drops off. كي تصلوا. In order to pray. كي تصلوا, in order for you to pray, in order كي تصلوا, talking to three or more men, for two or more, no, three or more men, you're talking to them, in order for you to pray, you three or more men, for example. So if it's a dhamma, the dhamma becomes fatha. Other than dhamma, the last ending of that verb drops off. For example, we have one more. Yaktubani. Yaktubani. Those two men, third person, are writing. Those two men are writing. Those two are writing. Third person. Yaktubani. Yaktubani. Oh yeah. Li yaktuba. Li yaktuba. Now, it's not a dhamma, so the ending of the verb drops off. That noon drops off. Li yaktuba, because of the li. In order for them to, or those two, to write, maybe they went to the store. You say, لماذا ذهب إلى السوق? Why did they go to the store? And then someone says, ليكتب, in order to write. Maybe they want to get some pens or notebook paper. To write. Or for them to write. Or in order for them to write. No. So K, Li, and Hatta. So now we have four. They do the same. We learn four of them now. We have an. We learn an. We learn hatta. We learn li. Now we learn K. All of them do the same. They're used the same. And they mean the same. An, hatta, li, K. They only fall on the mudari verb. You're not going to find it on the madi. فمن لا يفهم, who does not understand, يا إخوان? هذا واضح لكم؟ That's clear يا إخوان؟
نعم واضح.
الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا. طيب نواصل. Let's continue. So he says li. Once again, that li. لنقرأ شيئا. That's why the dhamma becomes a fatha, because of the li. Because of this li. He could have said K, hatta, li, and, but he used li. Li naqra'a. In order for us to read something from the Quran. Then Muhammad says, Hasanan, good. Wa K, there's K again. Wa K, najlisa. The dhamma becomes a fatha. في الصف الأول ونستمع إلى الخطبتين. So it says good. And for us to sit في الصف الأول, in the first row, ونستمع, and listen to the two addresses, the two خطب, the two addresses. Allahu Akbar. طيب أولا firstly استمع وردد listen and repeat listen and repeat. طيب فضل يا أبا الزبير أنت الأول وشيخ نكير أنت الثاني and then you be number 2. we're alternating inshallah.
متى يبدأ وقت الصلاة.
So it says, when is the time of the prayer? When does it begin? When does the time of prayer start or begin? متى يبدأ وقت الصلاة. When does the time of prayer start? تفضل شيخ نكير.
حين ينادي المؤذن.
So it says, when the mu'adhin calls, meaning when the mu'adhin calls for the prayer, when he makes the adhan. So two types of when. Mata, hina. Mata, you're asking when. Hina, you're informing when. You're not asking. You want to ask when, you use mata. You're informing of the when, you use hina. Mata istifham. Mata, you're asking. No. Hold on.
متى يبدأ الدرس.
MashaAllah. When does the class begin? You're asking. Mata. Hold on.
حين يدخل المدرس.
MashaAllah. So he says, when the teacher enters. Same word, same translation, but the meaning is different. One you're asking the when, and one you're informing of when. Mata, you're asking. Mata yabda'u ad-dars. When does the class start? Hina yadkhulu al-mudarris. When the teacher comes in. Two words, the same word in English. When. In Arabic, they're different. One is asking when, one you're informing of the when. No. Hello?
متى تقلع طائرتي.
Ahsan. When does the airplane take off? When does it depart? When does the airplane to depart? You're asking. تطلب شيئا. تستفسر شيئا. You're asking when. متى. You're asking. تفضل.
حين نسمع
لا لا.
حين نسمع النداء.
Ahsan. He says, when we hear the announcement. When you hear the announcement, then the airplane takes off. حين نسمع أو نسمع النداء. When we hear the call, the announcement. What's the point? حين. Mata is for asking when. Hina, you're just informing when. Mata, you're asking. Hina, you're just informing. No. Alhamdulillah.
متى يبدأ العلاج.
So he says, when does the treatment begin? Maybe you're taking medication. متى يبدأ العلاج. When does the remedy, the treatment start? ربما في الصباح, في العصر, في العشاء. Maybe in the morning, afternoon, evening. متى يبدأ العلاج. تفضل.
حين يصل الطبيب.
MashaAllah, he says, when the doctor arrives. Say you're at the hospital and the person is about to start the treatment. He says, متى يبدأ العلاج. When does it start? When does the treatment start? The nurse says, حين يصل الطبيب. When the doctor arrives. When the doctor comes in, then you start the treatment. حين يصل. When. Same word, same translation, two different meanings. متى is used for asking when. Hina is used for informing of when. Father.
متى يأتي الصباح؟
MashaAllah. When does the morning come? Maybe what time? Say you're asking someone, Mata yati sabah. When does the morning time come? When is it morning? Father.
حين شروق الشمس.
So he says, when the sun rises. طيب انتبهوا هنا. Now another benefit. Now we have the same word, نفس الكلمة, حين. نفس المعنى, same meaning. ولكن نوعه مختلف. But now the type of it is different. So write down حين. 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 When. Same word, نفس الكلمة, نفس المعنى, same meaning. ولكن نوع الكلمة مختلف. Now the type of word is different. So حين على الفعل وحين على الاسم. So حين can come upon a fi'l, it can fall upon a verb, and حين can fall upon an ism, a noun. When it comes on the verb, it's usually when. Same meaning. It does nothing to the verb. When it comes on a noun, it's still when, but now it's a حرف jar. When it comes on the noun, it's a preposition. When it comes on the noun, now it's a preposition. That's correct. So now on the noun, is going to make that noun majruran. In then kasra, or what takes the place of kasra. So pay attention there. So now on the noun, hina dukhuli al-mudarris. When the entrance of the teacher. Hina dukhuli al-mudarrisi. When entrance, if I can say that, of the teacher. When, same meaning. And now it's a preposition. حين شروقي. When the setting of the sun. So mudari' does nothing to the verb. If it comes on a noun, now it's a harfu jar. So حين here is harfu jar. حين is harfu jar. Now it's a preposition. Allahu Akbar. That's a tremendous benefit. حرف جر preposition. So it says حين شروقي. So now شروقي is مجرور, ends in كسرة. Why? Because of حين. حين is a حرف الجر. All right. تفضل أبا زبير. Number 11.
متى يأتي سماء
مساء.
مساء.
No. So he says, when does the evening come? Maybe he's asking, when is it evening? What time is evening? So he says, follow Sheikh Nakir. So now he says, when the setting of the sun. Now, hina is harf jar. Gurubi. Because hina is a different type of word now. Same meaning, different type of word. Now what's up? Preposition. No. Hold on. So he says, when do you wash your body, your whole body, for the Jumu'ah prayer? When do you do it? Hold on. So he says, when I hear the first adhan. It's a sunnah, according to some of the people of knowledge, that on Jumu'ah, you have two adhans. For Jumu'ah. But when do you call this first adhan? Many people make this mistake. It's a sunnah to have two adhans on Jumu'ah. We won't say a sunnah. We'll say a sunnah of Uthman. Not a sunnah of the Prophet. Not a sunnah of Abu Bakr. Not a sunnah of Umar. But rather it's a sunnah of Uthman. Some scholars say Uthman did it, but he shouldn't have did it. Why? They say because the Prophet didn't do it, and Abu Bakr didn't do it, and Umar didn't do it. Some scholars say Uthman did it, and although it's better for him not to do it, he gets a reward if he was right. He gets 2 rewards if he was right, and he gets 1 reward if he's wrong, because he's a mujtahid, and he was the leader of the Muslims at that time. So he made ijtihad. The Prophet didn't do it. Yes. Abu Bakr didn't do it. Yes. Umar didn't do it. Yes. But in the time of Uthman, the conditions changed slightly. So Uthman had an idea. The Prophet didn't do it. Abu Bakr didn't do it. Umar didn't do it. But in the time of Uthman, the conditions were different. The numbers of the Muslims grew greatly. And the Muslims began to be laxed around Jumu'ah time. They weren't lax in the time of the Prophet. They weren't lax in the time of Abu Bakr. They weren't lax in the time of Umar. In the time of Uthman, they began to be a little laxed. So around Jumu'ah time, instead of the Muslims gathering at the masjid early, now they began to be lazy and laxed. So they would gather in the marketplace. They were still buying and trading. And then just before the Jumu'ah, they were rushed to get ready. So Uthman, he comes and he has an idea. It wasn't around the time of the Prophet. It wasn't around the time of Abu Bakr, nor the time of Uthman, Umar. That's why some scholars say it was better for Uthman not to do it. Although they understand why he did it, Many scholars say he shouldn't have done it. Why? Because the Prophet didn't do it, and Abu Bakr didn't do it, and Umar didn't do it. At any rate, Uthman made a judgment. He made ijtihadiyya. He made an ijtihad. If he's right in this decision, he gets 2 rewards. If he's wrong in this decision, he still gets one reward. So either way, he's not wrong. He's wrong in his result, but he wasn't wrong in his efforts. Why do the Messenger of Allah say if he's right, he gets 2 rewards, and wrong if he gets 1? The way he's trying to find the answer, if he's right or wrong, he was right in the how. He did his due diligence. He looked at the Quran and Sunnah. He didn't just make a decision from his desires. No. He's a mujtahid. He makes ijtihad. And he's qualified to make ijtihad. So he can look at the Quran and Sunnah and make a judgment. He has that knowledge. So if he's right in this, he gets 2 rewards. 1, in how he's trying to find the answer, and 2, in finding the answer. So he gets 2 rewards. If he's wrong, he gets 1 reward. What's the 1 reward for? The how. He's still trying to find the answer from looking at the Quran and Sunnah. But if he's wrong, his efforts is wrong, he didn't get the right reward, the right result. He's still no sin on him. And the humbling thing is like that for any scholar who's a mujtahid. Write this word down, ikhwan. Al-mujtahid. Any scholar who reached this level. Not every scholar is a mujtahid. It's the highest, one of the highest level. Al-mujtahid. He's qualified to make ijtihad. Makes ijtihad. The major scholars. Not any scholar. No, not every scholar is on this level. This is like those ulama, like Uthaymeen, like Ibn Baz, like Sheikh Al-Albani, like Sheikh Fawzan, like Sheikh Muqba of our time. The imams of the past, Al-Shafi, Malik, Al-Shawkan, and Nawawi, those great imams, they reached that level. So, according to the authentic hadith, if the mujtahid, the one who reached this level, he's diligent in the way he's trying to find the reward, and he's right, he gets 2 rewards. If he's wrong, he gets 1. Because he still tried to find the answer correctly, but his result was wrong. Alhamdulillah. So you can't blame a scholar, and this is the humbling part, for every student of knowledge. Myself firstly, is reminded to myself firstly, and my brothers and sisters secondly. If a scholar reaches this level, he's a mujtahid, he's qualified to make ijtihad, and he's wrong, you can't blame him. Meaning, he shouldn't be criticized. If Sheikh Al-Albani, he comes, rahimahullah, in his ijtihad, he says that a woman wearing gold in a circular form is not allowed. And he brings authentic narrations, or narrations that are authentic to him, although other scholars differ. If he's qualified to make ijtihad, and he is, rahimahullah, you can't criticize him for that, even if he's wrong. Because the Messenger of Allah says in authentic hadith, إِذَا اجْتَهَدَ الْحَاكِمُ وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ مُجْتَهِدٍ فَأَصَابَ فَلَهُ أَجْرَانِ وَإِذَا أَخْطَأَ فَلَهُ أَجْرٌ وَاحِدٌ. The Messenger of Allah says, if a mujtahid, one narration, a hakim, someone who's qualified to be a judge, is diligent in an affair, and he's right, he gets 2 rewards. And if he's wrong, he gets 1 reward. What's the amazing thing here? In both scenarios, the Prophet didn't say he's sinful. If he's right, he gets 2. If he's wrong, he gets 1. So he still gets a reward. Either way you look at it. If Sheikh Albani is wrong here, and he was wrong, according to many of the scholars of hadith, that wasn't correct. But the way he tried to find the answer, he was right in that way, wrong in the result. So he still gets 1 reward. But we don't do this today for some reason. If the scholars are mujtahid, if Sheikh Fawzan, and he's qualified to be a mujtahid, he takes a position, and other scholars differ with him, but he's a mujtahid. He's diligent trying to find the answer, and if he's right, he gets 2 rewards. 1 for the diligence, 1 for the result. If he's wrong, he gets 1 reward. The reward for the diligence, but he's wrong in the result. You can't blame him in that. He should not be blamed in his ijtihadiyah. And that's a principle that the scholars use. If it's an ijtihad of someone who's a mujtahid, you can't criticize him in his ijtihadiyah. So he's wrong, yes, but you can't say he's he's sinful, he's in error. No, he still gets a reward. The result is wrong, but he wasn't wrong in how he tried to find the result. And that's a tremendous benefit that the scholars use of Islam. Alhamdulillah. So at any rate, in the time of Uthman, the Muslims began to gather a lot in the market. At the time of Jumu'ah. So Uthman comes and he says, I have an idea. He's qualified to make this judgment, even if it's better for him not to do it. Why? Because it wasn't done in the time of the Prophet of Allah. It wasn't done in the time of Abu Bakr. It wasn't done in the time of Uthman, in the time of Umar. So many scholars say it's better for him not to do it. But if he's right, he gets 2 rewards. If he's wrong, he gets 1 reward. He says what? I have an idea. Let's send someone to the marketplace to call the adhan, to let the Muslims know what? That the time of Jumu'ah is approaching. So it's not the adhan of Jumu'ah. Not really. Because Jumu'ah is not in yet. But it's to let the Muslims know, hey, it's almost time to pray Jumu'ah. Go get ready. Leave your business off and go prepare. Go prepare yourself for the prayer. This is what Uthman did. Not like Muslims of today, where in the masjid, the muaddin stands up, calls the adhan. 10 minutes later, he stands up again, calls the adhan. No, not like that. You can't say Uthman, Uthman, Uthman. Now you can't say that because you're not doing it the way he laid out to do it. You don't call the 2 adhans in the same masjid. No, that's not what he did. He sent someone to the souk, to the marketplace, and they called it then at the marketplace. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. To let the people know it's almost time to pray. So when the people heard this first adhan, they began to go get ready for Jumu'ah. So that's how the adhan of Uthman came. Wallahu alam. In the last sense. So I will say this next part for homework يا إخوان. طيب 8 9 طيب 9 جمل. So we have 9 sentences. It says املأ الفراغات بوضع المناسب مما بين القوسين. Complete or fill in the blanks by placing what is suitable from what is between the brackets. Al-qawsayn, the brackets. So we have all of these words. For homework, I want you brothers to read each sentence and you sisters to read each sentence and choose the suitable word to complete the sentence. And then we'll go over them inshallah in the next lesson. Bidnillahi ta'ala. and we'll continue then. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. طيب. So what's up there, Juan? وَإِنْ أَصَبْتُ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ وَإِنْ أَخْطَأْتُ فَمِنْ نَفْسِي. Anything that we said that's correct is from Allah. Anything that we said is incorrect is from ourselves. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أستاذ.
تفضل.
وعليكم السلام. Tomorrow I'm not going to be present in class tomorrow. I'm traveling tomorrow, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. No problem. No, you'll be able to.
If I do, then I'm going to be in class. I'm not going to be participating. I'm just going to listen in, inshallah, if I do be in class.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. May Allah bless you. That's fine.
And I'll send my recording later on that day. I'll send my recording to you. Let me reciting the line, inshallah. The line of poetry.
All right, sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. May Allah bless you. May Allah bless you.
Well, man.
No. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.